I want to show us how you can use fair value gap to continue a trend. Alright, as per continuation method of using fair value gap, because fair value gap is essentially for continuation, right? So now in this case, look at this zone. We have fair value gap, so we want to sell. We will move from up to down. Alright, so let me remove this guy. Discover that even though this guy did not get to the 50% of the fair value gap, it's almost right. So what we are going to do is what we go to the lower time frame. This is the 1 hour time frame. Remember, we already know that we are bearish. That's why we want to sell. Alright, if you want to buy, you look for a bullish trend. When it's bullish, you do what you buy. When it's bearish, you do what you sell. Maybe subsequently I'll be showing us how to easily determine a bearish trend and a bullish trend without even spending up to 1 minute on the chart. Now what you're going to do right here is that now you determine the direction of the trend. The video I shared yesterday showed you how to know where the market is going next, because first things first is what direction is the market? Is it bearish or is it bullish? Second is, okay, if it is bullish or if it is bearish, where is it likely to go? Now third is, if it's likely to go here, what is going to make it go there? That is the fuel, the vehicle, the money. Where is it at? Alright, where is the money at? Because it's money that is moving market. So where is the money located at? That is what we are now going to do now. Most times the money is located at what? FVG, sometimes order block, other times breaker block, other times different. There are different things that could cause the market to what? Move. Okay, so looking at this now, this is fair value gap case scenario. You have your fair value gap. What you do currently is what? Like I said, your Fibonacci. If you want to know the setting of the Fibonacci, this is the setting. You can screenshot this setting, and yeah, your 0.5, 0.71, and then 1, then you have 0. Okay, very simple. And if you want to draw for a bearish trend, the fair value gap is from the top to the bottom of the fair value gap. Alright, then for a bullish trend, the fair value gap will be from the bottom to the top. For a bullish trend, it will be from the bottom here to the top there. Right, so that's it for fair value gaps. Now for this particular one, we are bearish from here to here, and like I said, we did not get up to 50%. Alright, I'll be making subsequent videos on how to know your fair value gap, why we are talking about 50% of fair value gap, when it's too wide or when it's too small, which is valid fair value gap and not valid. Right, so looking at this now, we want to sell, right? So we've identified this fair value gap on the lower time frame. We go to the 15 minutes time frame. This is your bread and butter time frame, 15 minutes. Okay, when we come to the 15 minutes time frame, what are we looking for? We are looking to see where price has engineered liquidity and actually taking that liquidity out. Are you with me now? So what happens is that here, if you look at this place, the price has engineered liquidity around here. There's a high here before we got to that fair value gap zone. Price took it out, swept properly here, and then dropped. So price made a high and dropped. After that drop, you are looking for what? A displacement. That's what you are looking for. Then with that displacement, like I said, the displacement now, you've gotten this displacement, you've gotten this. So now what are you now using to go and make your entry? You are seeing another fair value gap inside. This entry fair value gap, you don't necessarily need to, because it's an entry fair value gap, you don't need to draw your fib on it because you want to use it to make entry. All you need to do is to mark it. Okay, I like coloring it orange. Just mark it. Are you mean that? And this is your other block. You can also mark your other block. Now there are two things. If you are other block trader, this is also a setup for you, but you have to now wait. Okay, other block traders get more risk to reward, but they wait more and they take lesser losses if you actually understand other block. Now for a fair value gap trader, what you are now seeing is that you are seeing that price has touched this fair value gap, right? The moment price is touching that fair value gap, as long as there's already an engineered liquidity and price has swept the liquidity and then give you a proper shift, create a fair value gap for you, a valid fair value gap. That valid fair value gap becomes your what? Your entry. So you place your pending order. Your stop loss is just above the fair value gap. You can't even say it more because except this place is okay for you, or you just don't know how to place a stop loss. The best place, you don't know how to place a stop loss, the best place would have been just the high for your calculation. But if you're actually trading at fair value gap, and fair value gap is what you're trading, just a little above the fair value gap candle, that should be your stop loss, so that you stop dashing the market a whole lot of your money. Because right now it will be a waste, because what you are trading is fair value gap, not other block. So why are you now putting your stop loss above? You are only putting your this in above this fair value gap candle because sometimes price may weak a little bit, but anytime price goes too far away above the fair value gap, it might not respect it, and if it doesn't respect the fair value gap, that means it's going back. So all this stop loss around here is meaningless, because other block doesn't really hold if there is no engineered liquidity. It doesn't. What actually would hold is the fair value gap, and it's just a few times other block. If you backtest, you see that out of 100 times that other block held, the ones that held where there was nothing at all, no engineered liquidity, is either the place is quite a very solid zone, either a very solid demand or supply. Right. Apart from that, if that area is not very solid, I mean, there could also be other confluences that could have caused that other block to hold irrespective. But believe you me, if you backtest properly, you will discover that all other blocks, for them to really hold well, they need engineered liquidity, and the engineered liquidity is caused by this fair value gap. Okay, so fair value gap is a continuation strategy, and that's why you don't even hold it for too long. You can probably just take 1 to 3, 1 to 4, depending on, and just say, okay, let me just target up to this point, and you are good. Because market can just reach here and start returning gradually, coming for this other block. Because absolutely yes, what market just did here, if you look very well, the market created this zone, made a little of this, swept it, just a sweep, this high and this side, just take it at one, swept it, this place, leaving a fair value gap around, and it's coming for that fair value gap. Are you with me? And it's coming for that fair value gap. And honestly, most times when you have this type of fair value gap, they are low probability type of fair value gap, because breaker block is not inside of the fair value gap, so it's low probability fair value gap, which is one of the reasons why somebody would just say, okay, let me just put the stop loss here, because this is not a high setup. This setup is not like your A setup. Yes, first of all, you didn't get into this zone. Secondly, your fair value gap is not a breaker kind of fair value gap. All right. So this kind of trade is a kind of trade where you want to take with low risk, because possibility is that it's wrong. So, but I'm just trying to show you how you can actually take fair value gap for continuation. All right. So that's for that. I don't know if I should just, okay, another video. I'll do another example, and we'll do more examples on accurate ones, the ones that best fit. All right. You can look at this one, this current one now that we are looking at, this current market. You can see I've drawn it in this fair value gap. I've drawn my fair value gap now. I've done the Fibonacci. You can see price has tapped into it and it's trying to respect it. So now I'm on the 15 minutes time frame looking at price. I've not seen any engineered liquidity. I've not seen any liquidity get swept. So what am I looking at now? I'm believing that this price will return to take out this high. You can see I have my alarm to take out this high. When price takes out this high and start dropping again, what I will wait for is to see a shape or structure. Once there's a shape, a displacement, then I'll know how to handle the rest. Either I use fair value gap when I see it to make entry, or I wait for other block to get validated and I use it to make entry. So that's it.